Welcome back, folks. So today I've got a mailbag for you. It's a rather extraordinarily large mailbag. So what happened is most of this stuff was ordered around about November 15th, November 25th. I was thinking that I have a month to get things in from China to be available for Christmas, because a lot of the stuff was bought as Christmas presents either for myself or for other people. That didn't work out because of the mail strike. So all this stuff has kind of come in the last week, maybe a week and a half. So I've got a huge amount of it here, and I've got to get through it. So let's just get started with this. These are lithium polymer batteries. I think these are a handy size for most of the projects. So these are 2000 milliamp hour. They've got the built-in protection boards on them, which is handy. And I guess I'll test one out and update you in an upcoming video as to whether or not they are actually 2000 milliamp hours. Now these two items were also previously opened. This is just some double-sided foam tape. I use this a lot. You've seen that in videos, and I'm just running out of it, so I got some more. And this, I've never used this before. This is that silicone tape. It just sticks to itself. I don't know if you've ever used this stuff. I've never used this before. I just thought I'd get some and try it out to see if it is. But it does feel sticky. Maybe it's not as promised. This here came in as well, and I just had to open it up. This is a Brightwin multifunction process calibrator, the LB02A model. And I thought this would be handy for testing out multimeters and stuff like that. Now this will output various voltages, it'll output current, it'll output resistance. You can test thermocouples, and you can test thermistors. And it's got all sorts of different ways you can present these things to a particular device under test. So that should come in very handy. I'm going to do a video on this by itself, test it out against one of my 5.5 digit meters to see if it meets its own specifications. And then from there on, you should see quite a bit of it in future videos. This is just a second roll of that same tape. I ordered two, and I don't know why they shipped them separately. Ah, yes. So these are soldering tips for that little iron that I showed you a little while back. So it's a set of 3 tips here. And let me get the iron. I really like it because you can hold it very, very close to the tip. So for delicate work, it's extremely precise. You know, most irons, you're about that far away from the tip, so a tiny little bit of vibration gets in there. This thing, you get right down to it. This part here doesn't get hot, but you know that you're getting down there when you can feel that edge. So you can get right down here, and it's been working very well. I like this little iron. Now these tips here, comes in nice adult-proof packaging. And these are the recommended tips for it. So they're exactly the same ends on them, exactly the same length. And it just fits right in there. You turn it on, and yeah, it's getting hot. Oh, there you go. Nice little kit. It gives me a few options here now. These are just PD decoys. I bought some of these before, but the ones I bought before require you to solder and unsolder resistors in order to get the voltage that you want. These ones here come with a nice little dip switch, so you can set the voltage immediately. And these ones are Type C. I think the other ones I got were micro USB. These are just a bunch of IRF Z4040N N-channel MOSFETs in T020 package. They were really, really cheap. MOSFETs are very, very interchangeable for a lot of things. So I'll go through inexpensive MOSFETs like this just to test out something. Like I say, they're just for experimentation. Okay, I think this was supposed to be one of those gift items. I could probably still give it to the person I was going to give it to, although it's looking a little bit worse for wear. But what this is it's just one of those little pencil type multimeters. What he wants it for is for working on a car. So he wants to be able to get in there and test the circuit, see if there's continuity and stuff like that. And he's underneath the dashboard and rolling on his back underneath the car and stuff like that. This will be handy for that kind of use. Okay, it takes 2 AAA batteries. Oh, there we go. It turns on when you put the batteries in. I'll note that it does have a nice little brass insert there for the battery case. That's a nice little attention to detail for something that's so inexpensive. So it's got auto mode. And of course, it's got various other modes here. You have DC, AC, ohms, continuity, diodes, capacitors, hertz, NCV, and live. Like it's got everything. And this one here, this is the Aining A3005A. Now, I don't intend to actually do a full video on this, but if you guys are interested in seeing it at all, I'll do a video on it. Just let me know down in the comments if you want to see a video on this. It was supposed to be a stocking stuffer gift for somebody, but that's long past. I can still give it to them, but I can keep it for a little while to do a test on it, if you guys wish. Ah, yes. Okay, what these are little boost converters. These I got in conjunction with those batteries that I bought that I showed you. Yeah, it's just a small little boost converter, and they come in different voltages. I think I got some 9 volts and some 5 volts and some 12 volts. But so it's to take a 3.7 volt battery and boost it up to whatever voltage you need. I think these are the same thing except for 5 volts. I'm showing you this one here as a teaser. This one is going to get its own video. So I'm going to open it up now so we don't have to unbox it during that process. I was asked not to review it until February, but I have seen reviews of it already. So I don't know what's going on about that. I think it's about where in the world they're marketing it. It's a Fernisi clamp meter. Letting the cat out of the bag a little bit, it'll measure both current and voltage at the same time and do the power calculation for you. I think that's going to be interesting to see. This is a Christmas present that's supposed to stay here at my house. I have a young grandnephew who's really interested in some of the electronics that I do. It's been a bit of a challenge because he's very young. He's only 4 years old. It's been a bit of a challenge to get him to participate a little bit in some of the stuff I'm doing because, well, you know, he really doesn't know how to use multimeters and oscilloscopes and all that sort of stuff. And a lot of the stuff I have, I'd rather not give to a child in case they hurt themselves or something like that. So I got this. So we can sit down, spend some time together, and learn a little bit about electronics and physics. So what this is a kit of components. Opens up like this. It's got all sorts of things. It's got a bell, it's got compasses, it's got resistors. These here look like little bases for screwing lamps into. It's got a couple of switches. Here's a single pole double throw and a couple of single pole single throws. A couple of LEDs, a beeper. This is a solenoid. This here's, I don't know what that is. A couple of bars here. Oh, I guess something must roll on it. These are a couple of battery holders. This here is, don't really know what that is. Another resistor over here. We've got solar cell. Oh, a motor, an exposed motor. That'll be a great demonstration, that one. Oh, this looks like some sort of variable resistor. You can move it along here like this. Magnetic dust here. This thing here would be good for looking at static electricity. Here's a gearbox with a motor on it. If I'm not mistaken, the motor is removable. Yep, there we go. This looks like something you have to build something up on. A couple of magnets, a horseshoe and a bar. A couple of thermometers. Maybe they've got heaters on them. Sundry little parts and items. Yeah, there's some bulbs here. Some of these parts are better handled by an adult. Here is a bar magnet with wheels. This looks like a plastic wand, probably for the electrostatic experiments. A couple of little mini compasses, some magnets, and a pole, and some other items here. I guess this builds up into something. These look like resistance wire. You have to download the manual online, and I downloaded the manual. Came with, oh, here comes a little screwdriver. Here's interconnection wires. I guess you could make up more of those if you really wanted to. The manual that you can get direct access to is not comprehensive, but I contacted the manufacturer and they sent me a PDF of more comprehensive experiments. This is some sort of synthetic fur here. I guess you rub that plastic wand on it and create some static electricity and then put the tip to this and watch the vein go up. So here we have a galvanometer, a voltmeter. It's got -5, 0, and then up to 15. And I believe that there's a 3-volt range and a 15-volt range here. And this here is an ammeter. It's also got negative reading and positive reading. and it's got 0.6 amps and 3 amps. So you can knit together little circuits to demonstrate like Ohm's law, Ampere's law, and so forth. This could come in very, very handy for keeping somebody occupied for a little while and spending some quality time with the youngsters. Oh yeah, if you want to see any videos about this other than this, let me know. I can certainly do that. I'll leave a link to this down there. If anybody else has a youngster in their life that shows some interest in STEM, then this would be a great little addition to help them keep motivated without getting into too much trouble. I would just say it needs to be used under supervision because of some of the small parts in it. I'm not sure, but I think it was about like $70 Canadian or about $50 US, in around that price range. And it comes all in this nice little box here. High rigidity polyethylene or polypropylene or something like that, so it should last a fairly long time. So these 6 packages here, I'm going to do a separate video on them. I'm not going to open them up today. These I got to do a comparison. These are devices that have become quite popular in the past few years. I just wanted to get a selection of them. I think some of them might be very close to each other. They might be, you know, OEM by some of the manufacturers. There's stencil labels on them, but I tried to get ones that looked considerably different. So we'll do maybe a video or 2 on comparing these, and we'll find a winner. There are more expensive versions of these. There are none of those in here. I think all of these were $35 or $40 and less. Look forward to that video. And I will mention, I was able to buy these things from you guys going in and using my links into AliExpress to buy stuff. So I earned enough points on AliExpress to be able to go and get all these for this comparison. So I want to thank everybody very much for using those links. It's great. So I really appreciate your efforts. Thank you very much. These 6 packages here, I'm not going to open up these today either. These were supposed to have been given out at Christmas. You're never supposed to see them. But what I've decided to do is do another comparison. It's not going to be as serious a comparison as the other one I showed you. But because now I have them, Christmas over, and I'll still give them to the people I was going to give them to, but I'll give them to them at some other juncture in time. Pretty much every home should have one of these. If that gives you any indication of what they are, I think everybody should have one of these. Okay, folks, that's all I have for you today. I hope you found it interesting. I'll leave links to everything that you actually got to see down below. Thanks for coming out to see this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, folks.